What's up, everybody? Well, I wish I could say it's good morning, but it is not, because it is in the afternoon already. Wow, it is getting late. I spent the majority of the day helping out my uncle, so it's always good to do stuff for family. So anyway, got back to the house here and happened to get a box, and this is really cool because this is another. I'll wait for the car to pass. Could you get any more loud with your muffler? Okay. Really neat because this is another gift from one of the subscribers. This is from Edward Petty. I really appreciate it. I know you contacted me some time ago and asked me for a mailing address, and so you guys don't have to do this, but I definitely appreciate it. It's really it means it's definitely something special, so that's really cool. Man, $16.65. Wow, for shipping. Wow, that's crazy. Let me adjust the camera here so I guess you can see what we got a little bit better. So I'm gonna use my old buck knife to open it. How about that? Hasn't come out of the safe for a long time. This is actually, what is this, the 112. It's a little smaller. I call this one my Brannigan knife because in the movie Brannigan, instead of carrying a full-size Colt Python, he carries the Diamondback, which is a slightly smaller revolver. But no, thank you very much, Edward. Thank you. Really, this is really cool of you guys to do this. Let's see here. Don't cut towards yourself. I have to sharpen that a little bit. Alright. Got a letter. You turn the camera on and this is what happens. Okay. It says, Dear Bat Jack JW, just a short note to show my appreciation. I enjoy watching your channel. You remind me of me in my younger years, and I won't, out of courtesy, I won't say any of the your age on camera. It's personal information. Love your videos and comments. I just retired in July. Wow, that's cool. Spent time between New Jersey and Florida. I will most likely relocate to Florida. New Jersey is not gun friendly state, but Florida is. Yeah. Florida definitely is a little bit more friendly for gun rights. I definitely agree with you on that. In fact, I'm struggling with that myself, Edward. It's living out here is great and everything, but it's not exactly gun friendly. Enclosed are a few items for you and Cody. I enjoy watching him as well. Choose which hat you like and give the other to Cody. Also give Cody the keychain. I know you're not an old guy, but thought of you would get a kick out of the shirt. Take care and see you daily on YouTube. Absolutely, I will do. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, we will get the American flag on that. Definitely. Oh, that's really. I'm not a. I don't like white because it stains awfully easy, so I'm gonna easily take this one. But thank you very much, Edward. This is really cool. I really like that. I don't have anything from Florida, so now I do. It's not bad at all. I like that. Take a look at that, guys. Okay. And Oh, I can tell you already. Oh yeah. Gotta definitely have that. Yes, they do. Because one day I'm gonna be an old guy, and I hope I still rule when that day comes. You know why another reason old guys rule? Because they taught me everything I know. Instead of being a young punk like a lot of these kids are and not listening to their elders, I did. Alright, let's see. I guess so Cody gets this on. What's this keychain? I have to give that guy a call because, and it's cool that he got something out of this because he's been just kind of hanging out a lot, and he's a good guy. He really is. Okay, I see. Just making sure I got everything out of there. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. Well, down there in Florida, you definitely have your share, right? Okay. That's cool. Okay, that is cool. I'm sure he'll love that. Alligator or crocodile, one of the two, right? I think you always tell by the nose. Well, that is certainly really cool. Well, thank you very much. This kind of stuff is really neat to know that doing what I've been doing here on YouTube has reached so many people. It's definitely a blessing, and it's been fun because you guys are in a lot of ways very good friends of mine, even though we've never actually met face to face, and just you guys have been a big part of my life. YouTube has changed my life, and I hope my videos have made an impact in yours. So, well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Edward. And I'm going to get out of here on this section of the vlog and move on to something else. But no, thank you very much. That's really cool of you. This is actually one of my favorite DVD Blu-ray buys. I found this at Walmart some time back, probably maybe 6 months ago or so. And this was actually, whenever, you know what, in fact, come to think about it, this was during when they had the Father's Day deal. And that's usually, whenever they have Father's Day going on, it's always a good time to go to Walmart and search down for DVDs or whatnot. This is definitely one of those times because this has got on Blu-ray the Cowboys, the Green Berets, and the Searchers. One thing I really like about whenever they do something like this, like a triple feature or more or whatever, one thing that I like one thing that I don't like is when they put all the movies on one disc. This one is indeed all separate discs. So I don't like it when they bunch them all together in one. In fact, they got one of the Charles Bronson movies like that. One here, and they actually put them all on one, and the disappointment about this is the movie The Mechanic is actually cut short, and that's only because I know the movie very well, and I don't know about these ones. I haven't seen them other than on this set, so these two may be cut down as well, and I may not have even known about it. So that's the one thing I don't like about when they do something like this, is they try to cram it all on one disc and winds up cutting a movie short. Being we were talking a little bit about movies, I figured I'd grab a little stack of DVDs that I've acquired over the years, and some that I thought that were maybe really weird, oddball movies, some really off the wall
horror flicks that probably may not have saw much of the spotlight. And then of course some little bit of movies that are maybe kind of forgotten movies, maybe kind of like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about that one, so kind of a thing. So first one up here is a weird one, and I bought this off of Amazon some time back, and this is called Funeral Home. It's kind of a strange movie. Honestly, I don't even remember it. It's by this company called Synergy. I think that's, I'm not sure how you say that. This is a total, like, you can actually see, it's just a cutout of the VHS cover, and they pasted it on there. And I believe what they say is these are like printed for special demand. And the disc itself is strange, like your usual disc. It's kind of strange because it's like that blue, purplish. It's basically like a copied disc. Alright, so the next one is, we all know from the 90s, Tales from the Crypt. I actually watched that a lot with my mom. So, she used to watch that a lot on HBO. But it actually was once a couple of movies from the 70s. They had Vault of Horror right here and Tales from the Crypt. Now, unfortunately, this exact release is censored out. And I actually seen the uncensored versions. It's silly, like, to think that, wow, really, like, this is what they censored out. But it's still a decent, they're still decent films. I like the vampire one. Ironically, it's kind of interesting because the guy goes into this restaurant and he doesn't even realize like what's going on and why nobody's out, and like, so he sits down and he realizes everybody in the place is a vampire. And then they I think they put this the barrel tap keg, like, you put in a barrel and you turn those switch to get your drink out of there. I think they put one of those in his neck. They blur it out with a big nice box over it, and it's like that kind of a thing. So interesting movie. Alright, so we got a couple, let's grab some of these other weird ones here since we're on that track. Here's one called Alligator. And this is strange, and this one's not even in English. The language is, I think, in English. You can actually play it in English, but I have not even watched this for so long. This is basically, if I remember right, this little girl, she has a little pet alligator. The dad doesn't like it, flushes it down the toilet, and so you have this giant alligator that lives in the sewers and eating people. So really strange. And I remember when I bought this is actually the only edition you can get. I don't think it actually is there's any other edition during the time when I got it. So you can actually see all the foreign rating on it. Alright, and this next one, you guys, some of you may know about it. I bought this years ago, and it's actually just such a wild, crazy film. It's called Dog Soldiers. And it's about werewolves in the forest, and it's these British fellas, I believe. They go to this cabin in the woods kind of a thing, or house. It is just such an off-the-wall, insane, just crazy film. And I've always hung on to it because it really is. It's just one of those movies that I think it flew under the radar. It may have more of a following now, but it's seriously just outrageous. I remember watching it a lot late night, just back when I was, what was I? This girl I used to date, and she'd sneak her out of the house late at night. I think we were watching this a lot. It was just because it was funny, but yeah. Alright. Okay, so here's some that are maybe perhaps forgotten movies that are out that we've kind of go, hey, that's right, he did one of those. And this one may not be so much, and maybe a lot of you know about it. In fact, I know a lot of you know about it, but it's just like one of those for me that it falls under that category of like, oh, that's right, he did do that movie. And that's The Gauntlet with Clint Eastwood, because I think this one, it's during the time when he was doing his Dirty Harry films. This is 1977, and it's like here he is doing another cop flick, but he's not. It's so different from Dirty Harry. He's not like a Dirty Harry kind of cop. But anyway, this one, it's actually directed by Clint Eastwood. I remember my dad telling me about it, and we rushed over to Blockbuster and rented it. That was the first time I saw it, and it was on VHS. And now that I got older and look at it again, the one thing that is absolutely just like totally asinine is, like, if you think about it, they're driving this bus through the center of the street, and you have cops lined up on each side of the street, and they're shooting like this, and it's like they're shooting all these bullets like this, and it's like, hey, hello, it's like, I'm right now, it's like right across from the other guy. Yeah, none of those bullets ever like miss the target. So that's the comical part of it, I guess. This is like kind of like, really. But okay, and the next one is one of my favorite films by Charles Bronson, and that is Death Wish 3. This is such a unique Death Wish out of the bunch. What is there, like 5 of them or 4 of them? I think there's like 5 maybe. You could almost say that they progressively got worse. I think part 4 was actually pretty good. But this one to me has always stood out, aside from the original. But this one just stood out to me because it's almost like it's just a fun film. He goes to this town. His old war buddies wind up getting taken over by these stupid hoodlums, and Charles Bronson does what Charles Bronson does best and takes them out. He uses this Wildy Magnum here, and he always tells her, "Don't worry, my friend, Wildy's coming." He's like, "Who's Wildy?" And he shows up and just starts blowing away these guys. And it's like he opens up my favorite part of this is like he opens up this mailbox. He gets a post office, goes to the post office, opens up a post box, and he starts getting all this stuff in the mail. Rockets and this Magnum and that's always just like, I love that. And he's like hand loading thing. The guy's like, "You hand load your own?" He goes, "Nothing's too good for our friends." I always liked Charles Bronson. The Mechanic is one of my favorite movies with him as well. Charles Bronson just really does it out. And another one which I don't have, ironically I don't have this, and it's one of my favorite ones too. Well, you see, I like Charles Bronson is what I'm saying. But it's an interesting film, and it's been out of print. I remember when it was on VHS, I was looking for it everywhere, never could find it. I don't think I ever owned it on VHS, except for like maybe taping it off of the TV. I think it was TBS at the time. I remember taping it off the TV on VHS. It was Red Sun. Red Sun with Charles Bronson. I don't have it, so I can't bring it out, but I wanted to talk about it because that is such a cool movie. That is also starring Toshiro Mifune. You got this like samurai cowboy thing going on, really cool, and I just liked it. Always liked it. The movie in the end when they got when they're in the cane and they chop a little area for them and they're getting attacked, and just it's crazy. I love that movie, but it's actually kind of hard to find, from what I understand. Even they did make it on DVD, but I think it's pretty hard to find. All right, so moving on over. Here's another one that I think, at least it was for me. Maybe somebody else, maybe it was their favorite film, so it may not be so obscure as like kind of one. But it was for me because it believe it or not, it was one that I never saw right away. And it wasn't until recently I watched this, and I found it. I found it at a garage sale, and it was so cheap. But is this one right here, Two Mules for Sister Sarah with Clint Eastwood. Great movie. I don't think I have the tape on the back here, so can't see who directed it. Don Siegel. No wonder it was so good. And he also, I believe, directed him in Coogan's Bluff, which is another one. But man, this movie's like so insane because, and of course, wow, 1969. Interesting thing goes because I remember this being actually kind of bloody. And when that time came, it's like when you had Sam Peckinpah, The Wild Bunch was at 1969. That was really when you saw all those effects and all that blood and everything. Usually you didn't see something like that. I think he broke down a lot of barriers with that. But interesting thing is, I do remember this one being quite on the bloody side for its time. Of course, now this is like nothing compared to what they do now. But to me, it always takes me back, because I watch it in the perspective of like, man, I was like, look how old that is. Okay, so moving on. I know this video is getting a little long. Probably skip it anyway. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is a really great movie, because if you like Tom Atkins, this is definitely not one to miss. I think this one gets neglected a lot because everybody dismisses it as like the worst of the Halloween movies, and I think it's by far the worst. The stuff that they make now is like wretched, other than the original that John Carpenter did in 1978. But Tom Atkins, absolutely great in this. I feel like this should have been like not even involved into Halloween. This should have been its own movie, because it's really cool. So okay, and before we get to the last one, which is actually a new one, we'll get to an obscure one by Dolph Lundgren, Army of One. This is kind of a newer film, at least for my taste, 1993. This one, it's such a... I remember it had two different names. I think one of them was Joshua Tree or something. But this is an outrageous action movie, just super... nothing... There's so many continuity errors in it, but it's just one of those, if you just want to have fun and watch a bang bang shoot 'em up, definitely watch Army of One. Again, not really a favorite of mine, but I remember seeing it growing up, and it was like one of my favorite movies as a kid, so I kept it and hung on to it. I found that again at a yard sale. Alright, last but not least, this is actually a very new movie for me, for sure. This is 2013, and this is Killing Season with Robert De Niro and John Travolta. I went to go see it, and sadly, I will say, for me, and I know some people may disagree, but for me, the unfortunate thing about Robert De Niro is he really started making some rather terrible movies. I didn't really care for him, but this is such a interesting movie. It's actually a good premise. Everything about it, the story is great, but my biggest disappointment is when you watch this movie, if you haven't watched it already. For me, this could have been an easy movie they could have made like a 3-hour movie out of. And I know that's somewhat dragging it on. Some people don't like long movies. I actually do. I love long movies sometimes, because like there's just so much more detail they're able to throw in there. It seems like so much like where people are like trying to cut them down. Okay, 90 minutes, 2 hours. Oh, we're stretching it. But this was one of those movies that unfortunately it's like an hour and 20 minutes. It's super short, but when you see it and you know the story behind, you can get the story. I couldn't help but thinking this could have easily been a 3-hour movie with a lot more detail, and it would have been just absolutely cool. What a great movie! But it's still good. I like it. It's one of De Niro's better movies for as his new stuff goes, and John Travolta did a pretty good job in it as well. I thought. I'm not the biggest Travolta fan, but he did pretty good in it. But anyway, so yeah, I hope you didn't find this video too boring. Sorry, just kind of adding it to the vlog, so you can skip ahead if you have already. Well, that's gonna be it, you guys. I'm gonna get out of here and get this video uploaded. It is getting rather late tonight. But that's just the way it goes. For the most part today, man, I spent most of the day helping out my uncle. I did not expect it to be such a long day, but it really was. Like from 9 o'clock to like 3 o'clock, 3:30. I didn't actually get home and do an unboxing video, which thank you to Edward there. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Really cool stuff to always appreciate it. And when I get stuff like that in the mail, it still shocks me that But it also is a great example in here of the YouTube community that there are really good people out there. There are really good people part of this community, and I appreciate it, and I feel grateful definitely to be a part of this. So it's really cool. But figured to close out the video here. I wanted to talk about this. This is the copy of The Shining that I remember. This is the very first Stephen King book I ever read. This is not the actual one, but when I saw this at the store, I had to pick it up because this is the same copy that I originally read back. Jeez, what was this, like 7th grade, I think, or 6th grade? It might have been 6th grade. This is the very first Stephen King book I read, and this was the cover. This was the paperback that I remember going to the bookstore and buying. So I definitely wanted to, when I saw it, I said, you know what, I want to grab that just because of the memories. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here, you guys. Again, thank you for everything, and hopefully tomorrow will be better. Maybe I don't like saying these things because then sometimes they don't happen, but maybe tomorrow we'll get some hangout videos done, and you'll see some more of that. So anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.